Hi everyone! So in this video I'm going to be making 깍두기 or Korean radish kimchi. These are the ingredients that you'll need. These are all the supplies that you need, and you also need a food processor, which I forgot to include here. But the first thing that I'm going to do is start peeling my radish. After you peel the radish, you want to make sure you wash them thoroughly. Now that it's time to cut the radish, I cut them in half. So I cut it in half here. And then I cut it in half again. And then from there I cut them into little slivers. You want to be careful because this can be a little bit difficult to cut. And you also want to try to get equal pieces. It doesn't matter if they're not perfect, but just try your best. And then from here I'm cutting thin little pieces, and then from there I cut them into kind of rectangles. You can make them as big as you want or as small as you want. Also, I'm really bad at cutting, so don't make fun of me. Now I'm just repeating this process for the rest of the pieces. Sometimes you'll get a bad radish and it's fine. You can just cut around it and use the rest of the radish. Now that all the radishes are cut, I'm going to rinse them once more just in case. And you want to use that metal mesh to help remove all the excess water. Now I'm using my peeler to prepare the pear and the apple, and I'm cutting up the onion to get them ready for the food processor. I'm cutting them into little chunks so that it's easier to blend. Also, if you don't have a food processor, you can just use a blender. It really doesn't matter. I like to first blend the pear and the apple together with a little bit of pear juice before I do the onions. You want to make sure you shake your pear juice before you use it so that all the chunks of pear get out of the can. And I'm just putting in a little bit just so everything can blend nicely. If it doesn't blend well, you can add a little bit more pear juice. And you want to make sure you scrape all the sides down and get rid of all the chunks. So that's what it should look like, and I'm going to pour it in. Now I'm going to blend the onion with the garlic, and for this I use water instead of pear juice. Again, you just want to add a little bit just so that everything gets blended. Now with the remaining bits in the food processor, I use the leftover pear juice and I just put it in there and make sure I get everything out. This is the sweet rice flour, and I'm going to mix it with water to create a paste. I told my dad to be quiet and not fart, but of course he farted. But you know, the show must go on, so I'm used to it. So I'm mixing 3/4 cup of sweet rice flour and 1.5 cups of water. First the heat is not on, and then I turn it on, and you want to keep mixing it so that it doesn't form clumps. You want it to be nice and smooth, which is why I'm using the whisk. If it's too thick, you can add more water, and if it's too liquidy, you can add more of the flour. The consistency that you're looking for is similar to condensed milk. And before you add the sweet rice flour mixture, you want to allow it to cool down. Now I'm adding in all the other ingredients with the help of my mom, and I have the ingredients listed on the screen once again. It's really up to however you want it to taste. So if you want it to be more spicy, you can add more red pepper flakes. If you want it to be sweeter, you can add more sugar or the sugar syrup. If you want it to be saltier, you can add the anchovy sauce or you can add more salt. It's really up to you, and that's why I love making the radish kimchi, because it's literally up to you. You can make it taste however you want it to taste, and there's no right answer. You want to mix very well so that the sugar and the salt dissolve. It does get tiring, but it pays off because it tastes really, really good. Once everything's mixed, you want to put it into a container and leave it out to sit. I forgot to film this part, but it's not that important, so it's okay.
Forgot to hit record. I forgot to hit record.
What?
In the when I was palming it. It's
다
fine.
먹은 걸 안 하면 어떡해.
But it's okay. It's okay.
Okay, so it's been 2-3 days since I made this gaktogi, and I think it's ready to go in the fridge. You can check by looking at the bubbles. Oh! I don't know why I went, oh, but you want to leave the radish kimchi in the fridge for about a couple days, and then you can enjoy it.